Hi, I'm Tom Haywood. Today we're going to install a Dish Network Dish 1000 Plus LNB and antenna system using our Super Buddy meter. Step one is to mount the pole plumb, preset the vertical angle and the skew setting of your antenna, and then mount it on the post. The Dish 1000 Plus is unique in as much as it has 4 LNBs. The center LNB is the 118.7 FSS satellite and the 119 DBS satellite. And then the left LNB is the 129 and the right LNB is the 110. The proper meter setup for a Dish 1000 Plus installation is as follows. We push our system soft key in the upper left corner. We push the enter button to select the service type, and in this case we'll arrow up to Dish Network and press enter. After doing so, we then choose the system type. And as I mentioned, we're doing a 1000 Plus install, so we'll down arrow to highlight the 1000 Plus and press enter. And you'll see the meter defaulted to a Dish Pro Plus 44 switch type, and we'll talk about that in a moment, but that's okay so far for this setting. We'll press enter or exit to get to the normal run screen. And in the normal run screen, we're going to push our LNB soft key to power the LNB, and it'll be labeled LNB1, which is tied to the 119 LNB and satellite. So we push it first, and we've got some level or noise coming from the 119 LNB. We slowly rotate the antenna to try to get a better signal level and a lock. So we do our alignment by adjusting our azimuth. And we have a stronger level, and we do have a lock. We're careful to try to maximize the signal quality value. And it looks like we've got a pretty strong minus 25 dBm signal with a signal quality value of around 116. And to verify that we're receiving the 119 satellite, I'm going to push the ID soft key, and the meter's doing some checking, comes back and confirms or verifies that in fact we are looking at the 119 satellite. At this point, we'll disconnect our cable from the meter to the 119 LNB, and we'll attach it to the 110 LNB. And also then we'll push our LNB button again that is labeled LNB2, which is tied to the 110 orbital slot. And because we were careful with the alignment for the 119, the 110 is basically a verification that it's there. And in fact, you can see we have a signal lock, a strong signal level, and a very good signal quality of 116. To verify that in fact we are looking at the 110 satellite, again we can push the ID button. It's checking and verifies that we are. Back in the normal run screen, what we're going to do now is disconnect our cable from the meter or from the 110 LNB and reconnect it to the 129 LNB. After doing so, we'll push our LNB power to select LNB3, which is tied to the 129 orbital slot, and like the 110, it's basically a verification because we were careful when we aligned the 119. We're able to see that we've got a signal level of minus 33 dBm and a good signal quality value of around 108. To verify that we are receiving the 129 satellite signal, we can push our ID soft key, and it verifies that in fact we are. We're going to disconnect the cable from the 129 LNB and connect it to the 118.7 LNB. And after doing so, we'll push our LNB4 button, and it shows that we have a signal level of -24 and a signal quality value kind of dancing around. What we're doing is we're subtly making alignment adjustments to the antenna because the 118.7 satellite is pretty touchy. So we'll take some extra time to be very careful on our alignment and try to maximize the IRD signal quality value. And it looks like I think I've seen about a 78 or so. So if we can just subtly, yeah, that's just about optimized right there. I should have mentioned that when we connect to that middle LNB, which is the 118.7 and the 119, there's labeled on the bottom of it 1F for the FSS, which is the 118.7, and the other connector is, I think, 1D, which stands for the DBS or the 119 satellite. So that completes the proper alignment for the Dish 1000 plus LNB cluster. But I want to mention that we recommend, when doing a 1000 plus install, that you connect your meter to each individual LNB separately, like we did, for the antenna pointing process. Once that's complete, and if you're in the building and going through a Dish Pro Plus 44 switch, the meter will control those ports on the Dish Pro Plus 44 switch just fine, but with the switch and all 4 LNBs connected, it requires more current than we're able to supply with the Super Buddy meter. I recommend that you disconnect the 110 LNB to the Dish Pro Plus 44, and then do all your checking by looking at LNB1, which is tied to the 119 satellite, LNB3, which is tied to the 129 satellite, and LNB4, which is tied to the 118.7. The Super Buddy can handle those 3 and the Dish Pro Plus 44 all at the same time. That concludes our Dish 1000 Plus install.